Next we got Run DMC, the legendary group from Queens, New York. Now I don't think anyone can really argue Run DMC gotta be on this list. They were like the biggest group at the time, and in hip hop at that time in the 80s, there wasn't many people that you saw on TV, heard on the radio with big hits. And I remember they collaborated with big rock stars like Aerosmith. They had hits on their own right as well. You think of Run DMC, you think of Adidas. You think of Adidas, you think of Run DMC. That's how big they were. And Adidas were massive in the 80s. It's different these days where Nike is kind of taken over a little bit, but that brand is still big even today. You could arguably say Run DMC are the biggest rap group ever. That's why they have to be in the top 10. Next we got Melly Mel. Now a lot of people might know Melly Mel for beefing with Eminem. Well, I don't know if you can call that a beef, it lasted 2 seconds. But Melly Mel laid the foundation for rap. He's before my time, I'm not gonna lie. But he was the guy, well, historically kind of known as the individual that made the first real hip-hop song that had real substance. It almost changed the game. Once he came out with his song, rappers had to have substance in their song. And talking about their environment, talking about their social consciousness. You could almost like say the biggest and most pivotal hip-hop conscious song of that time. Next we got LL Cool J. In my opinion, LL Cool J is one of the most underrated rappers of all time. As much as he gets a lot of plaudits from his contemporaries, like I remember Tupac talking about him, Mobb Deep, even like someone he had issues with later on, like Jay-Z. They all show respect to this guy. I mean, this guy came out 1985 as a young teenager, hits galore. He's the one that made love songs his thing in hip hop. Before the Ja Rules, the Drakes, etc., LL had that title. I believe he's the first rapper to have a real formula as well. Come out with an album, you have one song for the girls, one song for the clubs, and then you have like a street song. Now you'll hear LL Cool J on a love song, the next minute you'll hear him on Who Shot Ya, just to keep that fan base completely satisfied. But LL Cool J's consistency is, well, I believe it was unmatched until someone like Jay-Z came along. Because to go from 1985 to I believe the time when he fell off was around 2006, at that time was unmatched. But obviously someone like Jay-Z took it another level, and then Drake's taking it to an unbelievable different level. Next we got Public Enemy. I had to put Public Enemy on the list, people. They meet the criteria. Influence, impact, longevity. Would you say they're the most talented? No. They're not the ones that you're going to have the quotable bars in the magazines. But they were the biggest and probably the most famous conscious rap group or artist ever. When you think of conscious rap in hip hop, the first name you put down is Public Enemy. There's no doubt about that. They birthed a lot of people lots of artists that came after them. And the fact that there's a positive message in them or coming from them, you have to give them more props as well for that. When you compare it especially to these days where you're gonna really struggle to find some positive messages out there. That's why I told you this list isn't about the people that have the biggest hits, sold the most. It's more about the impact. And there's not many artists bigger than Public Enemy in terms of impact. We got 9 on the list, people, and 1 more to go. I know you're thinking, who's it gonna be? Next on the list, we got the legendary Wu-Tang Clan. What would this list be without Wu-Tang? What? Personally, I think it's the most iconic hip-hop group of all time. Just my opinion. To this day, you go around the world and you will see Wu-Tang clothing, Wu-Tang everywhere. You go to Asia, Africa, Europe, and still in America, you're gonna see Wu-Tang. As much as I love Run DMC and the legendary and Public Enemy, Wu-Tang came out in 1993. They have not put out an album probably for at least 10 years, at least. And to see them still visibly relevant in the world is incredible. They're not even a group that has the biggest amount of number ones. They just had good music, unique music. They had their own style of rapping. They had so many different personalities in there. RZA the Genius, Method Man, Ghostface, Raekwon, Master Ace, You Got. It was just crazy, man. We had never really seen that in hip hop. And to talk about being on this list, you're talking about influence. And you can't tell me this New York group didn't influence the whole of the East Coast, if not other parts of US as well, and the world. You can probably say with your chest that Wu-Tang is probably the most unique group to come out of hip hop. If not number one, definitely top 2 or 3. But that's my list, people. The top 10, I believe, are the greatest artists to come out of hip hop. It was difficult, I'm not gonna lie. You obviously are gonna leave off some absolute legends when you're doing just a top 10 of a genre that's been around for 50 years. And I know what you're thinking, there's no women on the list. I know, I tried. Honorable mentions to people like Lauryn Hill. I was tempted to put them on the list. Lil' Kim as well. You can't deny the influence Lil' Kim has had. And one of the reasons why I didn't put her on the list is because she wasn't known for writing. We all know Biggie wrote a lot of her raps. Cam wrote one of her biggest songs. So I think if you're not a writer, you can't really be on this list. I know people will say, yeah, Dr. Dre didn't write, Eazy-E didn't write, but they contributed in another way that was so colossal and impactful that they had to be on this list. Honorable mentions again, Big Daddy Kane. He was on my list. I had to swap him out for somebody. He was a big star in the 80s, influenced the likes of Jay-Z. Great music, great skills. He could have easily been on that list. Eminem as well. That might be controversial, but you can't deny his skill set. Even if you take away his sales, you can't deny Eminem's skill set and his impact on the game. Tribe Called Quest, Snoop Dogg. There's been some great artists. Let's not pretend. But this is my list, top 10. One thing I want you to do, I want you to get in the comments and let me know who you would put in the top 10. Who you think should have been on this list. And share with your people, what do they think? Top 10 greatest rap artists of all time. Like I said, get in the comments, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you want to support the channel, you can sign up to the community as a member for just less than $2 a month. This is Fresh Hip Hop Opinion. Peace and love.